Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts. Hey, Bonnie, welcome in. First one here, get that star on your chart. Great stuff. Hope everyone's having a great week and a great follow-up to last week when we talked about our high five challenge, spreading that kind of good energy, that good cheer. So if you're back joining us, hey, Natty, welcome in. Love to hear from you how it went. How was your high five challenge, your kind energy challenge, your positivity challenge, whatever it was you chose to do after last week. And if you missed it, go ahead and jump back and check out the replay of last week's show where we talked about a couple of days in April, some national days that were going on. Name Yourself Day, where we challenge you to kind of name yourself a bit of a title that fits you or was something you're working towards. And also National High Five Day, where we encourage you to give as many high fives as you could, or fist bumps or elbow bumps, or even just some extra kindness if you weren't into maybe the physical touch so much or weren't able to, depending where you were. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the chats how that went. I had a lot of fun with mine. Got a lot of high fives at work. A lot of funny looks at first as people caught onto it or didn't really know what was going on at first. And we're not typically a big high five kind of place. So to start throwing those around, it caught everyone quite off guard. So it was funny to see everyone's expression and then to get some people into it as well. So it was interesting. I'm going to maybe do that again every once in a while. Just pop up some high five challenges at the workplace just to boost morale a little bit and boost our spirits. So again, let's hear from you in the chat. If you're with us live, welcome. If you're watching on recording after the fact, welcome. We love having you here whenever it works for you. That's why I love this platform. We can go live, and then most lives are kept where they're broadcast, and then we try to post a couple of other outlets as well for you to check us out. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter are currently where we broadcast to. So you can find our replays on those channels. And it's simply all the same handle at POYBFit, like Pat on Your Back Fitness, on any of those platforms except LinkedIn. But just search for my name and you can find me on there. Everyone just thought, Nat says, did everyone, what was up with you? Did you win the lottery or something? They just thought I was a little weird at first. They're just confused by it. Because again, it's not really, I guess, an environment where we do a lot of high fives, but people are receptive to them once you kind of start. So it was pretty funny just to catch people off guard with it and them to be quite confused with what was going on. So it made for an interesting day and a few different things to talk about. And the week before, we did sort of a spirit week at work anyway. We had Jersey Day and Blue Jays Day and a couple of kind of food days. That's sort of a colleague appreciation spirit week kind of thing. So it's too bad we kind of missed those. They didn't lap up together, but it kind of tied into the end of that a little bit, which was kind of fun. So maybe we'll bring it back some more. ABK Sweet, welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, so it was fun. It was fun to spread those high fives and even with customers, try to be a little extra friendly and kind and personable and smiling and give that good customer service. Or even if it wasn't someone I was waiting on, just seeing people walk by or passing someone in the hall, we try to pass on that good energy as well. And it seemed appreciated and a lot of times reciprocated as well. Give that smile, that hello, a little bit of a remark. Usually you get a little kindness, a little happiness, a little smile returned back to you. So it was nice that way too. Kind of win-win. Both people benefit from it that way. So again, if you missed last week, go ahead, check out the replay. We talked about, again, National Name Yourself Day. It was a day where you could kind of change your name if you wanted to for a day. I challenge you to change your name to something that fit what your goals are, what your ambitions are, or almost serve as a reminder for you to help you stay on track with your goals. And the 20th was National High Five Day. So we challenge you to set a goal and try to give out as many high fives or fist bumps or that a boy, that a girl or just extra kindness if you didn't want to have that kind of physical touch to people around you. And again, that was the National Day, but let's keep that going. Let's not limit it to just the 20th. Let's keep it moving. For sure, BK Sweet asked, does high fiving yourself count? For sure. We'd like to see you branch it a little bit. Not just yourself all day, but high fiving yourself definitely counts. We need to acknowledge ourselves and appreciate ourselves for the job well done. Yes, Natty, exactly. Good segue, good plug. A pat on your back. You can pat yourself on the back from time to time as well. And that works as well. Same idea. We want to give a pat on the back to those around us or a high five, but we can give ourselves a pat on the back or a high five or that a boy, that a girl as well. We need that. I think we need to reaffirm what we're doing and celebrate our successes and acknowledge our successes ourselves. That way we create that confidence, competence loop where we do something, we have success, we acknowledge it, we remember what happened and how it worked and how we had the success, and then we can take that into the next venture, the next goal, the next activity. So for sure, self high fives and pats on your back are definitely encouraged here in this environment. Gary, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Gary loves high fives. He loves giving high fives and fist bumps. Last week, Gary, was high five day. So I challenge everyone to give as many high fives as they could to people around them to spread that positivity pandemic. So for sure, Natty says, good point here. We have to practice smiling at everyone. It's contagious, for sure. And I think that's a good reminder. A lot of people seem like they don't have their smile right now, or they're really stressed out or anxious or rushing, trying to get everything done at once, maybe multitasking, lots of things going on. I really find being out in the public working, you notice a different kind of morale, I guess, out and around. Again, people are trying to maybe do too many things or have too many things on their plate or just trying to figure things out. And the kindness and the patience and maybe the compassion and just decency sometimes gets thrown out the window. So the more we can practice smiling at other people, again, they'll pick up on that and they'll feed off that. And even if they don't spend the rest of the day smiling at people, being happy and kind, that little break that we give them sometimes can make a big difference for them to at least get a break from whatever it is bugging them. Maybe the last place they're at, the person didn't smile and wasn't polite. Maybe it's carryover. Maybe it's carryover from 2-3 days ago. Who knows? But if we can be kind and we can give that positive energy and that smile, then again, you'll probably get it back. And if nothing else, it'll give them just a moment of a break from whatever it is that's on their mind, that's bothering them, that they're dwelling on. And again, that little break can be a big difference for people. In the grand scheme of things, those little breaks can add up over time. For sure, Gary says, smile and engage goes a long way. For sure, makes a big difference. I see a lot at work in either field, at the store or even in the fitness field at gyms and things. You'll get people in at 6 a.m. to get their workouts in, and they don't always want to be up at 6 a.m., but it just works for them, or it's the best time for them. So maybe they come in, they're a little groggy, a little sleepy, maybe a little grumpy, got up on the wrong side of the bed. A big smile, some engagement, a good morning. Either drives them crazy because they're not quite awake yet, or again, it kicks them into gear, kind of almost snaps them out of it, where they feel a little better. They get the energy, that little perk, and oh, someone smiled. That means said good morning. I should say that back, and it gets them kind of going on their way, which again can make a big difference for them. Seeing someone anytime, but especially first thing in the morning, if you can engage them, smile, get them in that positive headspace, again, that can set up their day for a lot of success and for a lot of positivity. So maybe they handle different situations better that they have to deal with and different stressors that come up. They're better equipped and a better mindset to handle them because they've had some positivity. They've had a little good engagement. They've been smiled to and have smiled at people, and it puts them in that mindset. We've talked before about how a lot of us are kind of in that red zone all the time, that high level alert, that kind of almost right on edge. If we can bring ourselves down to even just a yellow instead of a red, it gives us that buffer zone where we're not going quite over over the top. We're not going to go over the edge so quickly when something comes up. It gives us a little time, and then we can respond better. We can react better to what's going on, and hopefully be more proactive. But also, when we have to be reactive, we can make those good decisions and have those good outcomes from that. Because again, we're in that good mindset. So how we start our day can make a big difference. And we're talking about other people, but bringing it back to BK Sweet's question about high-fiving ourselves. Again, we can choose how we start our day as well. We can choose to get up and be grumpy and groggy, or we can choose to get up and have good perspective and make the most of the day and be happy that we got up and woke up and are able to get out of bed and go on with our day as per usual. Having gratitude and some thankfulness for that and a good outlook can again set us up for a great day where we can better handle the stressors that come our way, the unexpected moments that maybe come our way, because again, we give ourselves that little buffer. We start in that hopefully green zone, but if not, maybe even just a yellow versus a red, again, that high alert zone where we're just really close to kind of breaking and losing it and snapping a little bit. We can give ourselves that buffer zone, which again can go a long way for us and those that we interact with every day. Yeah, Natty says she wakes up with cats yelling at her. So there's that. That's one way to look at it, one perspective to look at it. But you miss them if they weren't there. So it's a fun way for you to start your day with the cats yelling at you. A client of mine said he was cat sitting last weekend and said he woke up to the cat being pretty much right here at 5 a.m. saying it's time to get up. It's breakfast time. So the cats have their own schedule and unique personalities too, that they make the most of the day. They want to get up and they want to eat so they can sleep and nap throughout the day. So, but they make the most of it. That's what they do. That's what they like. So again, they don't care if you're sleeping. They're ready to go. They're ready to get the day started. So then you have to too. You have to feed off that as well. Yeah, no personal space allowed. That's right, Natty. Yeah, he said woke up here and it just meowed in his face to wake him up. So speaking of another way we can sort of create our day or create our energy, if you noticed in the tag line tonight, what we're going to talk about is a power song or even a theme song. A friend of mine was on a course, and at the end of the course, they were kind of suggested to pick kind of a power song, like get them in the moment or get their energy up or help them feel better, or a theme song. Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was a great tip and something we've talked about music here before, and I know a lot of us interact with each other because of music, whether it's during our live workouts that we used to do together, or some of the DJs and streams we check out. There's a big music connection to fitness and to what I enjoy and the DJing and things like that. So I thought it was a great reminder. We talk about theme words for the year. We talked as our theme words, maybe setting them as alarms on our phones and finding that song maybe that goes with that alarm to keep you in that mindset, to give you that kind of audio reminder, in addition to seeing the word on the screen, focus or action or whatever your word is. And then again, thinking of having that theme song, that power song to really motivate you and kind of inspire you, or maybe even just clear your head of the other things you're dealing with through the day. So maybe you can get down and focus on your projects at hand, your task at hand, working on that goal that you have set for yourself, and work through that. A few different uses for music and theme songs. Think of our athletes, our teams we like to watch. If it's a team, typically they'll come out to music. If it's an event, there's music on usually in the background during warm-ups and intermissions and things. A lot of players now you'll see have headphones on. They come out, they listen to their own thing while they shoot around, while they get ready, while they gear up, whatever the case is, even in the locker rooms while they're changing. You hear the stories of some of the older teams bringing in the boom box to the dressing room so everyone can listen and everyone takes turn picking the songs, or the veterans get to pick the music. And now again, everyone kind of has their own thing. They have AirPods or headphones on. They listen to what they want to listen to get them in that mood. And again, maybe it's to zone out for a little bit so you can switch from this role to their sport, Maybe it's to amp them up a little bit. Maybe it's to calm them down a little bit so they don't get too amped up, because we always want that optimal level of intensity. If we're too intense or not intense enough, our performance usually suffers. So we want to find that optimal level. So again, depending on the person, it could be something more mellow, more laid back. For some of us, it's more upbeat. Yeah, Natty mentioned We Will Rock You. Very sporty indeed. Yeah. Again, to get that beat, that good drum behind it, it's got that good message. It's associated with sports typically. You'll hear it at events. So if you have that connection to sports, it kind of reminds you and amps you up that way. I remember in high school, we always had, for basketball, we always had warm-up tapes. We always made one of us would make a mixtape, or a couple of us, and we'd play the tape as our warm-up song before, as we warmed up, as we did layup drills and passing drills and get ready for the game. We'd have music on to warm up to. And if you watch NBA and NHL, even now, they're playing music during the game in some sports, or at least during timeouts or dead ball situations. They'll play a quick snippet of music to keep the crowd engaged. The athletes may not even hear it, but just keep the crowd energy up. So they'll cheer for the team and be interactive and engaged. It has different methods of it too. Break the Walls Down, yeah, wrestling theme is a hype song. His other song, Judas, that he uses now, is really a pump up song now. Yeah, some DJ sessions, some mixes and different things you can listen to for sure. Definitely hype up. There's a few that I listen to if I want to kind of mellow out and focus on work, and there's some I'll put on to work out to. And to move around to. And a lot of the DJs have multiple mixes and streams and styles of music they like to play. So you can typically find something for any mood, and whatever that happens to be for you. Fitness music, there's actual music online or by CD that's digitally made and tempoed to be for certain workouts, whether it's cycling, whether it's running, whether it's strength training, following a group class like a step class or something. That has certain beats permitted and tempos that help you stay motivated, stay engaged, and help follow along with potentially choreography or routines in the music itself. If you dance, you know the importance of music, following the dance and the counts and the routines and rhythms, and how a good song with a good routine can really kind of amp you up and get you excited. That's what we want to think of here. I'd love to hear from what your, let's say, theme song. We came in talking about power song, but let's even just talk about a theme song. What your theme song would be for you, or maybe a certain mix you like to listen to. I have Apple Music, and I find their favorites mix every week is great. They base it on what I listen to, and then they kind of create a playlist every Tuesday for that, so it gets updated. So it's always a little different every week, and I can kind of see my listening habits on there too. And then again, it's a playlist. I don't have to search for songs or skip songs too much and think about what I don't want to listen to or what I do. Typically, I can just put that on and listen and just go. And that's what I like with the DJ sessions. Yeah, Natty mentioned the cottage cheese. I love those as well for just if I'm going to sit at my computer and do some work, I can throw that on. They're a couple hours long. I know I'll enjoy all the songs, and if I don't feel like one, it'll skip through because he'll mix into the next one fairly regularly. So I can just put it on and not worry about it. Sometimes I find if I just put music on, like the radio or even my Apple Music, if a song goes on I don't want to hear, then I'm shuffling around, I'm trying to pick music, and then I kind of waste time doing that as opposed to focusing on my project. So that's why I like playlists or mix shows, things like that. That again, someone's kind of done the work for me. They've picked the song, they mix it together, or they've curated a playlist, and it's there. And I know it's based on what I like or I listen to, and I can just kind of flow through it that way. So I'd love to hear from you guys. What style of music or what song specifically? If there's a song or a couple songs that are your favorites, they're your theme songs, that maybe something that amps you up for a certain thing, maybe something that calms you down, mellows you out for other times. If you watch The Office, Dwight would amp himself up for any meetings where he was requesting something. He listened to Poison, I think, or Motley Crue, I think it was, Kickstart My Heart. He had, again, a boombox. He'd be in the hallway somewhere, playing some air guitar and kind of amping himself up, or in his car, head banging, playing air guitar, getting amped up, ready to get himself in that mindset, that tough mindset, that good enough mindset to go in and demand that raise or demand that promotion that he felt he deserved. So again, we all have something specific for us. And again, it doesn't have to be one thing. There could be different songs for different opportunities. So Natty mentioned Afro music is her jam. Yeah, that's great. It's got a cool different beat to it. It's funny to hear my daughter likes Descendants and some of those soundtracks and how they tied into when the movies actually came out. They tapped into trap. You can hear the trap influence in behind some of the Disney type of songs in some of those types of movies. Yeah, Natty mentions if you can't dance, just move to the music, bob your head, move around, dance like no one's watching is the old mantra. And if they are, who cares? Just dance, move around, have some fun with it, move to the music, move your body around. Even just walking to music can up your pace. You get a little heart rate up a little higher, get a little more benefit out of that as well. And for some of those activities that maybe aren't your first choice to do, it can make them a little more bearable, a little more enjoyable, having a good soundtrack, some good music behind that. I've had a lot of clients who, when they decide to run a 10K or a half marathon or something, I'll strongly suggest to them to, if they're able to at the race, because some races don't allow it for safety, but if they're able to, make a playlist and make your playlist how you want to do your run. I had to do that for me. I did a 10K, a Sporting Life 10K 4 or 5 years in a row. And typically when I run, I go too quick in the beginning and burn out. And then I'm trying to kind of catch myself. So I decided to make a playlist, and I started a slow tempo, slower music, a little slower tempo, so I could follow the tempo, try to slow myself down a little bit. And as the run went on, I tried to think of the timing of it and where I might be. And then I upped the tempo as I went. And then so hopefully the last few kilometers was more upbeat, more maybe dance kind of beats or that faster pace to help me run a little faster. So then I would recommend that for clients afterwards too, because I found a lot of success in that. It helped ground me a little bit and slow me down a little bit. Adrenaline and seeing people running kind of gets you going too, but really focusing inward and just on the headphones and the music, it did help me pace myself and then pick up the intensity towards the end. So different ways you can even music for your performance, for your workouts, or your athletic kind of activities that you're doing. You can incorporate music into it to maybe just help your pacing, help your timing, help you save energy, or help you almost train yourself to work on that pacing and that energy output as you want to. So BK Sweet says her musical taste varies on the time of day and her vibe, for sure. What you're doing too, if you're again sitting down to work on a project, do some paperwork, you maybe don't want too upbeat of a song. Maybe that gets you moving and distracts you too much. Or again, maybe for you want that upbeat kind of energy, because that helps you focus and keeps your intensity up and just really uber focuses you. And again, everyone's a little different, so you got to do what works for you. Right now, she's loving October London. I'll have to check those out. And an album here with it, Rebirth of Marvin. So if you're looking for some recommendations here, October London, The Rebirth of Marvin is a recommendation here for you can check out. Yeah, so we get some music conversations going on in the chat. Awesome. Again, love to hear from you what some of your songs are. Again, Natty mentioned Cottage Cheese. So starting from scratch has a mix called Cottage Cheese. It's kind of yacht rock, soft rock, classic rock kind of vibe to it. It's kind of designed to be at the cottage, sitting maybe at the dock or around the fire, kind of sitting, relaxing. So it has a little bit of a lower tempo to it. But he has 80s mixes, and some of my lives when I first started, I used, he had a dance, I think called Gaslight, kind of a dance theme to them with a little higher beats per minute. So I would use those for some of my live workouts when we first started doing streams, because my Apple Music wasn't working for me. So we did that. So again, someone like that, if you have a DJ you follow or a musician, they'll probably have different albums, different songs. different playlists now, everything being so digital, that they've curated, or even things that they like. Maybe they've made a playlist that they listen to when they do work, or they unwind, or they want to amp themselves up. Again, take a look around. It doesn't hurt to search and find ideas. Maybe you'll see something and you'll think, oh yeah, that song, I forgot about that song, I haven't heard that in a long time, and throw that on your playlist. Or maybe that becomes your alarm, because it ties in with your theme word. So as that alarm goes off during the day to remind you to check in and focus in with your theme word and stay on track. And again, that audio cue sometimes could help too. Maybe before you even get the phone and see the word, you hear it, that triggers it, then you pick up the phone and see that theme word in there as well. And it's a great way to tie things in together. Nadia asked, what is my theme song? It's a good question. I have a lot of them, I think. I'm kind of like BK Sweetest music. It depends on my mood, my vibe, what I'm doing. But the cottage cheese mixes are definitely up there for me for work. This Is How We Do It, Montel Jordan, is a favorite of mine, so I throw that on quite a bit because it just reminds me of just kind of just simplicity. I think it didn't have a lot. I was in, I think, junior high when that came out. So I didn't have a ton of responsibilities to deal with. It was maybe a freer time. Some Bobby Brown, some Blackstreet, some New Jack thing, a lot of 90s hip hop and R&B. Yeah, Bobby Brown. The other day I was at a client's and his phone was dead, so I put on Snoop Dogg. He liked that kind of music, and it was just that 90s style. It fit. There were a couple songs we passed over, but for the most part, most songs worked. So what I'm getting more into now, again, is the DJ mixes, like we talked about. Again, you don't have to worry about them. I do find Apple Music is making more playlists. They have some DJs now that are curating different lists at different times of the year. So I save those and play them at different times. Or I've started making my own playlists, which soon will be coming out. I'm going to make some workout playlists and things. I'm kind of playing around with those now for some different styles of music and different kinds of workouts to be able to share with you guys as well. So stay tuned for that. Again, through Apple Music, that's the platform I use. Yeah, BK, I think you're right. Most platforms are doing that now. I know a few of the DJs we all enjoy are more on Spotify, and I'm not as much, so I kind of miss out on that. But yeah, trying to expand my horizons a bit. I used to, as some of you know, I do DJ a little bit, have in the past, and I always loved making mixtapes, as a lot of us did growing up, for myself and for other people. It was something I really enjoyed doing. So I missed that, and I feel like the playlists will be my way to maybe get back into that a little bit, where you can play with different songs and different moods and different things. So there'll be a different way to just show a bit about me and my types of music, but again, assist you guys as clients and as members and as people in this community, to give you that extra resource. And maybe we'll see once we get things going, maybe, and get a little more organized, maybe we can pop over to Spotify too and put some out there. But for now, it'll be Apple Music probably. That's a platform I'm currently using and on. Yeah, I do. Not a ton, but I do DJ a bit and looking to hopefully get back into it. Yeah, DJ PatFacts. We'll have to do a cross show one day where I'll play for an hour. But again, thinking of what works for you. So again, those types of songs for me, sometimes it's Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, something like that, to get the energy up and to get things flowing. And I just feel like putting on some rock music. Sometimes it's rap. Sometimes, again, it's that yacht rock or classic rock style music. Sometimes it's, again, just looking for a favorite DJ, one of the DJs I prefer to listen to, and thinking, okay, what mix of them do I want to listen to right now? And picking it based on that. And again, knowing that a mix is an hour to 2 or 3, depending on who it is. And then that way I don't have to think. I don't have to switch songs or worry about what songs to play next. They handle all that. It's there, it's mixed, it's recorded, it's the tempo I want, and I can follow along with that. So I'd love to, again, hear from you guys, whether you're with us now as we prepare to wrap up in a few minutes here, or again, if you're with us on recording on any of the platforms that you check us out on. Let's hear your theme song, your power song, even a DJ you like to listen to, a playlist you like. Share it with us. Share a lot of the playlists I know on Apple and I'm sure Spotify. You can share the links to. So we'll share a link to your favorite playlist, maybe your favorite DJ that's streaming. Share a song with us. Let us know what pumps you up, what mellows you out, what puts you in a mindset to focus, what helps you switch from work you to personal you at the end of the day. Whatever the case is, let us know how you use the song or the mix, and let's share a link. Let's share with each other. Again, let's help each other get this kind of idea going. We don't want to just make the team, like we say here. We want to make the team better. So let's share your songs. Let's share your resources with those of us that are in the chats here, so that, again, we can all look for something, and maybe something you listen to will be something that, oh yeah, I've read about that song. I haven't heard it in a while, and I really like that song. It's a fun song to listen to. Sometimes they're just fun, goofy, quirky songs. Last week on my favorites mix, Pina Colada was on, the Escape song. Again, just a fun kind of quirky whatever song. It's just something fun to listen to and to have fun with and put a smile on your face. So it could be something like that as well. Nad says, I made a happy playlist to put me in a good mood, for sure. I know people who have done it as well, have a happy playlist, have a mellow playlist. My boyfriend broke up with me playlist. Whatever the case is, there's a playlist or a song for pretty much any occasion. But definitely make playlists like that. We talk about a power mix to pump you up, to get you going, but maybe a happy mix to cheer you up if you're having a bad day or there's a lot of obstacles being thrown at you or things you had to overcome. A happy playlist could put you in a good place. Again, bring you down to that at least yellow, hopefully green, so you've got that buffer area mentally so you can handle and react appropriately to different situations. Walking on Sunshine on repeat. That's a great happy song. Who's Johnny and all those kinds of 80s songs. Again, sometimes they don't have a lot of substance to them, but they're just fun. And they're just a way to enjoy and to maybe tune out for a few minutes and get lost in some music, lost in some lyrics, lost in some beats, whatever, again, you prefer. And then again, you can maybe reset and come back or have a better mindset or be a little more energized or maybe feel like be motivated to maybe work out or get to the gym, given those 5-10 minutes of a warm-up, getting some good music in your headphones. That can help get you into that good mindset to really push through that workout and push yourself to your limits, to the edges of your comfort zone, so you can adapt and improve yourself and get better. So I love all these suggestions here, guys. Thanks for sharing with all of us and each other. And again, to come back to this, if you think of some later, come back. This will be posted on all the platforms you're checking it on. Come back and let us know what it is your theme song or your power song, or even your mellow out time, your unwind from the day, whatever it is. Let us know how you use the song and the song. Let's share it with us, or a playlist. And if you have a link to it or something you want to share, again, feel free in those comments to let us know. And let's see what we can come up with from that. So that's it for tonight, gang. Make a song suggestion. Maybe put a song in, and maybe we'll put your songs in the comments, and maybe we'll try to make a PatFacts playlist from your song suggestions. How about that? We'll do that. Again, it'll be probably Apple Music at first, but we'll try to get Spotify going if we can get it up and running again. But put your songs in the chat, how you use them for song suggestion, and we'll try to make a PatFacts playlist, and I'll release that out through my Apple Music, so you can take a look at that and see. Natty, if you want to rate out, if someone's open, speaking of music, if Disco Vinny's on or someone, you can rate out. Thanks, Bonnie, for being here. Great to see you. As always, thanks, Nads, for modding on Twitch and being here for us. Remember, guys, the last couple of weeks, really a little lighter. Just want to have some fun and enjoy ourselves, thinking of our renaming ourselves, our high five day, and now some music. Sure, Natty, no problem. Just some music to again, help us maybe work through some of these things, or to cheer us up, or to motivate us, or just to listen to some great music. So keep those suggestions coming. Put them in the chats, in the comments here, and we'll try to curate a little PatFacts playlist for us. Have a great night, everyone. Keep that self-care at the top of your list. And remember, always make yourself the priority that you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Stay safe. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.